Cash for Relief Work program was recently completed in Jeremie City, Haiti, which helped the community rebuild their lives. In Taiwan, we'll see how an opera star's vegetarian diet has improved her health, attitude, and spread positivity to those around her. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Duncan DeAeth. Thank you for joining us. With the assistance of Tzu Chi, love from Taiwan has arrived in the Philippines once again. Volunteers recently hosted rice distributions in Tondo, Binondo, and Quezon City of Manila, bringing care and hope to impoverished families.
Tzu Chi Philippines chapter recently hosted rice distributions in Tondo, Binondo, and Quezon City of Manila for local impoverished families. Volunteers are also conducting home visits to check the living conditions of each family.
Thank you, Tzu Chi Foundation, for giving us this bag of rice. We no longer need to worry about going hungry.
With this bag of rice given by Tzu Chi, we will have something to eat for at least 2 weeks. I can also save some money for something else.
With love and compassion from Taiwan, these impoverished families can now worry less about suffering from hunger as they begin to gain more confidence about their future.
Tzu Chi held a disaster relief event in Jeremie City, Haiti at the end of October, 1 month after Hurricane Matthew devastated the country. Local NGO officials expressed their thanks to Tzu Chi for all of the care and compassion.
Thank you very much. Well, hold on one moment.
These 60 local residents were provided with work opportunities by Tzu Chi over the course of 4 days. They expressed their thanks to volunteers.
Thanks to your Work for Relief program, we were given the opportunity to clean up our streets.
Speak some words to our friend.
This woman wearing yellow is Gabrielle. Because her physical condition is not strong, she is on a medicine drip. She is the head of a local NGO charity and acted as a bridge between Tzu Chi and the local city government.
Every resident here has a responsibility to spread love and joy in our community. I know this may be a difficult task, but whether today or tomorrow, we must face the challenge. But with Tzu Chi, our true friends, if we work together with one heart, I believe we will reach our goals.
After a simple introduction to the charity group from Taiwan, the residents and volunteers are eager to work together for the good of the community. Once Tzu Chi's love has been planted, it will only continue to grow in Jeremie City. After Hurricane Matthew violently struck Haiti, Tzu Chi hosted its second rice distribution at 3 different schools in Jeremie. This time, volunteers prepared twice the amount of red bean flavored instant rice than the previous day for the benefit of thousands of people. Let's take a look. Tzu Chi has chosen schools in Jeremie as the location for distributing hot meals because these schools have become temporary shelters for victims of Hurricane Matthew in Haiti.
After receiving red bean flavored instant rice, children are happily eating it as they had to wait in a long line to enjoy this moment. This time, Tzu Chi has prepared twice the amount of rice compared to the previous day.
They still need to buy rice if they prepare their meals with only red beans and vegetables without Tzu Chi's instant rice. We estimate that there will be 1,000 people each day in these 3 locations.
Volunteers are distributing red bean flavored instant rice for 1,000 people in 3 different locations in Haiti's Jeremie, allowing local residents to fill their stomachs.
Thank you. I feel grateful. My children and I have been going hungry because we have had nothing to eat for 1 month. Thank you so much.
The food you provide us is a great help. It gives me strength and energy.
With Tzu Chi's red bean flavored instant rice, these hurricane survivors not only fill their stomachs but also have more energy to face the difficult task of rebuilding their lives.
Thailand has been mourning the loss of King Bhumibol Adulyadej since he passed away due to a long illness on October 13th. Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers chanted sutras for him at the Jingsa Hall for 7 consecutive days, beginning on October 14th. They also provided breakfast for 2,000 mourners outside Bangkok's Grand Palace, and also helped them sort recyclables in hopes of dedicating blessings to the king.
Though night falls, volunteers keep chanting sutras with their sincere piety on display at Tzu Chi Thailand chapter's Jingsa Hall. Tzu Tzu volunteers will continue to chant sutras for a week as a way to mourn the loss of Thailand's King Bhumibol Adulyadej. On October 29th, they started to carry out a special program to offer mourners breakfast in the morning.
จะแจกในมื้อเช้า
For the following 5 days, we will start to distribute breakfast to 2,000 residents at 5 a.m. each day. We started these preparations on the afternoon of October 28th.
Residents from around Thailand came to Bangkok's Grand Palace to commemorate the death of the king after he passed away due to a long illness. Some people even grasped the chance to do good deeds for the king by distributing lunch boxes for mourners every day.
Though Thais are currently suffering from the pain and grief of losing the king, we feel blessed because everyone gathers here at the Grand Palace to mourn for him. Thais usually help each other by doing good deeds, allowing them not only to feel the joy of giving, but also bringing happiness to the needy.
Though Thais are suffering great pain while commemorating the death of King Bhumibol Adulyadej, many people carry out the act of giving at this event by sending love to the mourners as a way of dedicating blessings to the king.
A recycling volunteer, Huang Zhongyi, who lives alone in Fongbin Township of Hualien, had a car accident when he was young, causing his legs to be injured. Though life is difficult for him, he insists on doing recycling every day and even invites his neighbors to help as he practices environmental protection in his community.
去的话就边拿2捆爱呀，带过去就装在摩托车里面了。
The recycling volunteer Huang Zhongyi, who lives in Fongbin Township of Hualien, is riding his scooter to collect recyclables from his neighbors.
我这个不会说很累，习惯了。
Despite the heat, 65-year-old Huang Zhongyi insists on doing recycling, such as squeezing the plastic bottles and collecting the bottle caps.
这样才不会。
After squeezing the plastic bottles, there won't be too much air in the bottles. This helps to increase space in the bag.
装比较多。
Mr. Huang has been a recycling volunteer for 5 years and has established a recycling point in front of his house. He has been familiar with the way to sort recyclables.
我越做越轻松啊，也不会很累。
I feel much easier to do recycling. I don't feel tired at all. The only thing I keep thinking is how to do recycling properly.
因为我坐在旁边啊。
When Mr. Huang was young, he got into a car accident which caused his knees to be injured. Ever since, he has started to embrace vegetarianism and given up smoking, drinking, as well as eating betel nuts. Volunteers also encourage him to do recycling.
今天要做环保。
When he decides to sort recyclables, he may start doing it at 4 or 5 a.m. He does everything well.
Though life is difficult for Mr. Huang, and he is the only recycling volunteer in the Fongbin village, he keeps doing recycling as he hopes to contribute a little to environmental protection.
While regional tourism has been popular in many rural communities in Taiwan over the past few years, it began as early as 1999 in Hsinchu County's Neiwan, a coal mining town that suffered when the industry came to a halt. At that time, elderly women in the mostly Hakka community started promoting local cuisine to attract tourists. The comic artist Liu Xingqin also contributed his works to help this community. And in Kaohsiung, the promotion of the Pier 2 Arts Center helped revitalize a derelict space to stimulate tourism to the area.
民国27年的时候才盖的派出所，那是纯日式建筑。
This professional guide is leading tourists on a hike in this mountain settlement. This is Hsinchu's Neiwan, which is situated in Hsinchu's Hengshan Township, with most of the residents being of Hakka descent in this area, which was once rich in both minerals and lumber.
内湾呢，它有一个小称号叫做
Neiwan has the nickname Little Shanghai, as it used to have a coal mine and other things necessary for the military.
军事上必须要用到的物资。
Later, with the disappearance of coal mining, the population moved away, with a number of elderly women in the neighborhood deciding tourism could help the area.
Many young people left Taiwan at that time, leaving these elderly women behind, and they thought the only way to attract young people would be by resorting to creative food.
Teacher Liu was concerned that there was no business for Taiwan residents to survive, causing many to leave their homes. Fortunately, the auntie and the third uncle comic became very popular, and he was very generous and willing to give the copyright to us.
Liu Xingqing's cartoon characters, along with creative Hakka cuisine, was enough to turn Taiwan into a popular tourist attraction, though it wasn't an easy transformation.
The first surge of tourists led to lots of noise and garbage, as people used loudspeakers to attract tourists. And the second problem was garbage and then traffic congestion.
After some planning, many of the problems caused by the influx of tourists were solved, and now Taiwan's Old Street and the Liu Xingqing Comic Museum is a popular destination for tourists on the weekend.
The most important thing about this area is to evoke a special memory, as more popular places don't have anything special to show.
Having a central theme is very important, allowing the local characteristics of the area to be displayed through art and culture to become an attraction and enhance the charm of a city.
Kaohsiung also turned to art and culture in its Pier 2 Art Center project to enhance the charm of the city.
The planning for Pier 2 Art Center is quite special and wasn't just done at once because warehouses were ours and we had to get each one at a time and rent it, as it took quite a long time, allowing our planning to be a little better as it progressed.
The Pier 2 Art Center was part of Kaohsiung Harbor, with facilities falling into disrepair, though artists and others involved in cultural industries were able to make use of the idle space. Visitors can not only enjoy viewing works of art, but also have the chance to directly interact with artists.
In fact, when other people are watching you, you are also watching others when you are doing serious work and can hear what they are saying, which can lead to some interesting interactions.
This art space not only allows artists a chance to use this space to develop their creativity, but it also activates this old warehouse space and can spur further development of urban communities.
Renowned award-winning opera artist Tang Mei-yoon was born into a family of Taiwanese opera artists. Since Tang established the Tang Mei-yoon Taiwanese Opera Company in 1998, it has been doing performances every year, including shows abroad. In the past, Tang often indulged in meat and seafood, until her mother was hospitalized and needed surgery 20 years ago. That was when Tang came to a turning point in her life. Here's more.
Before I became a vegetarian, it was absurd how much meat I consumed. Absolutely absurd. I didn't eat any rice. I ate very little vegetables, and I only ate chicken drumsticks. They were my favorites. I could eat up to 7-8 drumsticks at a time. I mean, a chicken only has 2 legs. Whenever we perform overseas, my friends would treat me to seafood, and there would be oysters, lobsters, and others. Amitabha. When I think of it now, all I can say is Amitabha.
Over the course of her life, Tang Mei-yoon had some experiences which awakened her to the impermanence of life. First was the death of her father, followed by her mother's surgery when Tang was 30 years old.
As I stood at the entrance of the hospital, I made a vow. People often say if we want to pray for blessings for our parents, the best way is to take on a vegetarian diet. So I made a vow to become a vegetarian from that moment on to accumulate merits on behalf of my mother.
After praying for her mother's health a few years later, Tang Mei-yoon underwent surgery herself, an experience which brought her insight and truth.
To be honest, at the time, whenever I moved my body, it felt like I was being stabbed by hundreds of knives.
被宰杀之前的哀嚎。
Just before animals are being slaughtered, they cry and they try to escape. They don't know how to speak, so this is their way of crying for help. What gives us the right as humans to control their life and death?
Through the 22 years, the compassion in Tang's heart has not diminished, neither has her workload.
We usually begin filming in the evenings. If it's later, it will be around 9-10 in the evening, and we record right through the nights till morning. If I don't have any shooting on location, I will rest for a bit, for an hour or two before I come to the troop.
To ensure a smooth filming process, Tang oversees each rehearsal personally, often forgetting to finish her meal. Just before the second segment is about to begin, Tang is busy readying her makeup when she is interrupted again.
While I was in the middle of my meal, I was notified that there was a problem with the recording, so I had to attend to it immediately. When I'm done, I had forgotten that I still hadn't finished my meal.
Working from morning to evening, sunrise to sunset is nothing new for Tang Meiyun. Taking part in Buddhist tales have also had an impact on her over the years.
While we are on the job, we stick to a meatless diet to help troop members get into their characters more quickly.
A vegetarian diet makes a difference for our metabolism.
When we are here filming DaAi Opera, we eat vegetarian meals every day, so we are used to it.
This all began when they moved troops.
We've
been here 3 years, almost 4. Even at our previous troop, we hope everyone will embrace a vegetarian diet.
Although often working late into the night, Tang Meiyun always looks youthful and energetic, not to mention her radiant, glowing skin. And this is just one of the benefits of being a vegetarian.
To celebrate Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary, Tzu Chi Suzhou Grounds held a calligraphy and painting exhibition and a charity concert featuring artists from Taiwan and China. Tzu Chi hopes the event will attract more charity groups to help to create a better world.
Drumbeats start this celebration. To celebrate Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary, Tzu Chi volunteers held a Chinese paintings and calligraphy exhibition. Local religious leaders and artists also came to celebrate.
The compassion, like the shining moon, shines on the hearts of all people.
The anniversary celebration includes an exhibition displaying the beauty of traditional Chinese paintings and calligraphy.
We're working on how to spread Tzu Chi's great love in China to people in Suzhou, so more kind people can join us to cultivate the blessing fields of this area.
The celebration also includes a charity concert where music master Wang Liping gives a performance to start the show.
Both sides of the Taiwan Strait can exist peacefully. The love from everyone can become a force that allows Chinese people to stand together.
Musician Guo Mongyong from Taiwan touches people with his song about Tzu Chi.
You're me and I'm you. If there's any part I can't sing, everyone will sing together. You will help me get through the night.
Every one of us belongs to one family. On or off the stage, everyone is the main character.
Every song is wonderful. All the lyrics can touch your heart.
It's warm and serene and can make people become quiet.
It's very stunning because I heard that when the heart is broad, our path will be broad. When the heart is peaceful, the path will become peaceful.
The celebration brings much beauty and joy to the audiences and also presents them with the concert of spirituality.
Baiju Tzu Chi Elementary School is the first school that Tzu Chi helped build in Jiangsu Province, China, 20 years ago. On October 22nd, the school invited Tzu Chi volunteers, alumni, and honorable guests to the school for a gratitude ceremony. Tzu Chi volunteers also took the chance to repaint the walls and teach students Jingsa aphorisms, continuing to make the school better.
Tzu Tzu Chi volunteers have to travel at least 80 minutes by boat and walk from Feijiantam Dam to Baizhu Tzu Chi Elementary School. They have been doing it for 20 years.
20 years ago, Sister Cho and Secretary Zhang came here to prop up Baizhu Elementary School. Even to this day, I'm still grateful to them.
The alumnus who once received help is a Tzu Chi member now.
I hope our children can grow up in a place of love and they can help the needy.
When it is raining, the volunteers hold umbrellas for students. When the sky is clear, the volunteers repaint and color the walls of school.
I feel that Tzu Chi has spent 20 years from the time the school was built up to this day, continuing to care about the students. This isn't easy. The real charity is that you build it and then that you have continued to care about it.
Tzu Chi volunteers helped build the school so the students could have a place to gain knowledge. For 20 years, Tzu Chi volunteers have been teaching Jinsi aphorism to students. As it turns out, these students have become grateful, and many after graduation will continue spreading love forward.
Now we'll meet a hardworking young man in Jiayi, Taiwan. Lin Xuanbin comes from a disadvantaged family. His father is serving a jail sentence and his mother passed away 3 years ago. Despite his difficult situation, his commitment to wrestling earned him a spot on the national team as well as a Tzu Chi New Shoots scholarship.
The school wrestling team from the Jiayi Yongqing High School is training in the gym. The young man who is practicing the basic motions of wrestling in blue wear is Lin Xuanbin. Though he is thinner and shorter than most of his teammates, his willpower is stronger than any of them. He has a mission for his family because his father is serving the jail sentence and his mother passed away 3 years ago.
Xuanbin comes from an impoverished family. However, he hopes to improve the living condition of his family by working hard at wrestling.
Though Lin has to overcome many difficulties every time he practices, he knows that he's on the way to success.
I started to learn wrestling when I was in junior high. Though I need to put in a lot of effort into practicing, I never gave up because both Sister Shou-rong and my coach have expectations for me. I need to work hard.
Because Lin never gave up his dream, he has been selected to serve on the sports national team and won the Tzu Chi New Shoots scholarship. He has vowed to become a coach as well as volunteer to help the needy in the future.
A high school in Australia recently held an event to promote Tzu Chi and their charity to students. The event introduced bamboo coin banks and explained how giving a little every day can go a long way towards helping others. We'll leave you with these images at the end of our program. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.